Welcome to the Mornin show. I'm driving to the warehouse, and I just wanted to open the show up and say, if you're enjoying these videos, if you're listening live on AMP, appreciate you. If you're watching on YouTube or listening on the podcast app after they get posted, appreciate you. They've been bumped up a little bit. Please subscribe to the podcast and hit the like button and do all that dumb shit that people like in my position always ask for. It actually helps, because I want to keep doing this show because I enjoy talking about the behind the scenes and giving you guys access to that. But if AMP doesn't fund it, right, like if we don't go and do AMP next year after April, the YouTube and the podcast numbers don't justify continuing this. So I wanted to start the show with saying, if you like it, and then share it, support it, and all that stuff. Bam. First message. I'm a YouTuber. We get that point across right away. Usually we do that at the last 5 seconds, Maddie, because we forget. So I did it at the beginning.
That's good. That was a good remembering.
Yeah. But, I mean, I hope that AMP, we get a second deal with AMP, and that once a week Mornin is part of it.
Mm-hmm.
But if not, it does not the numbers do not justify me doing this an hour a week. So they need to get up.
Yeah. They'll get up.
I actually don't know the podcast side of things. Do you know the downloads?
Yeah, it's like 500 to 600.
Really? That low?
Yeah, I'll go look at the last episode if you give me 30 seconds.
They used to be much higher, but I used to do them regularly, once a week.
Right, I mean, they've been climbing since...
Mornin numbers when I did it during the pandemic were actually pretty decent. Like when we canceled it the first time, it was at a place that was survivable. I just had too much shit going on, you know?
Yeah. Yeah, they're all around 500, all of our recent episodes.
Well, that's wild. Usually the podcast numbers are way better than the YouTube numbers.
Every show that I'm on, it's the opposite.
Farm to Fame too?
Farm to Fame, Lucas DeVersa said it's the only podcast that performs better on YouTube than broadcast that. Yeah, usually you can, if it's a podcast, like usually you can take the YouTube numbers and more than double them, like Talking Yanks, Talking Baseball. Like Talking Baseball does really good on YouTube for a full-length baseball show, you know? But on the podcast, it's double the numbers. That's why it always makes me laugh a little bit, or makes us laugh a little bit, when people promote the podcast numbers and we're like, but you don't have it in a YouTube, like take those, double it, whatever, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, that's cool. So Maddie, I tweeted out, I don't know if you saw my tweet promoting this episode, if anyone joined because of that. Sorry about the technical difficulties. We were 2 for 2 with it being really good. Jimmy Jordan says you read too many comments. Well, Phil told me I talk too much, so that was from him. He was like, yeah, you're supposed to go really fast. We like stopped and talked about every card. But I tweeted out the engagement rate, the watch-through rate for the 2 training videos. Yeah, I saw that.
And because you know I love looking at that stuff. I'm not an expert at it at all. We're like learning and changing philosophies as we go. But I thought it was super interesting looking at that yesterday, and then the other realization that Zach and I kind of had just looking at other videos yesterday, so I figured I could share that with people on the back end. But we were super interested in these training videos that we're filming to fill up time slots. So there's a video a week on the channel in between franchise series and tournaments and all that. And they're fun. And we knew the Can We Throw Curveballs Around This Wall was going to be a really good like thumbnail and title. So we thought it would get views, but what's the engagement rate? Because then we fielded, like in that video, then we fielded ground balls, then we did this, and there were like little challenges, but it wasn't like this video is a challenge and there's a winner at the end. And it did well. Like I think it's at 70,000 views, which is good for that channel. but no one, like, it's like 20% of the people are watching at the 50% mark or something like that.
Yeah, it's very low.
We didn't have that data when we filmed the next one, but naturally we had a lot of people there, so we created a game, the mechanical pitching arm, and there was like a winner at the end. And that video is the same trajectory of views. So like at the 5-day point, they both had 43,000 views. At the 3-day point, they both had 38, whatever it is. I'm interested to see if the slingshot video gets the second life that the curveball one did.
Yeah.
And gets to 70. I don't think it will, because the curveball video has a really high click-through rate, which we knew. Like, the thumbnail is catchy. People are clicking it. It's like a 13% click rate, and the other one's 8 or something like that. But the engagement rate on the second one, where there's a winner at the end, is much better, and like way better. And it just kind of reaffirms what we already knew, which we've known for a little bit, that like having an ending helps people stick around, which is, I mean, as basic as it gets, but I'm betting some people on YouTube don't like fully, that are posting and creating, don't always keep that in mind. And even we didn't on that one.
Yep.
And then when you compare it to the, like, if you look at the picture I posted, the gray is the average for that channel, and like the warehouse average is incredible. It's a flat line once people watch the first pitch. It's crazy. So that's something that kind of reaffirms something we already thought, is like, give it an ending. And we learned that from watching Baggage and from all the play-in videos on Jomboy Jake TV, when Jake and I would play video games or paper football. That was the first time I looked at that, and I was like, wait, these do really well, and they're getting pushed because people watch them. What is it? And then it was like, oh, there's an ending. And then when we did Back Alley at Bats, I was like, this needs to have like a winner at the end of every game. It can't just be a practice session. And that thought process kind of put us into there. And then I was like, well, what if there's a bigger through line in a tournament? So even if the game's a dud, you want to see it because it tells the big chapter of the story. That was all built from basically watching Baggage and watching game shows that have an ending.
Yep.
But it was cool to see the big difference in those two videos. And one comes out today that you edited yesterday. Is that done?
Yeah, I just have to put graphics on it. I was too tired to do that at the end.
I wonder how that one performs. That should have a better, like, clickbaity, not clickbaity, that's the wrong, but a more interesting, intriguing thumbnail, because the curveball one wasn't clickbait. We actually did it, but you know what I'm saying. It's catchy.
Yeah. No, I have a good idea. I think I'm going to call that an MLB pitching machine. Does that work?
Yeah.
Like, is that a professional pitching machine?
Yes. Well, I don't know, like, at the MLB level, but it was expensive and it's pretty good.
Yeah, so MLB level. That's what that sounds like to me.
Sure, yeah. Yeah, I don't know. I'm excited to watch that one. I performed poorly in it, so I'm not excited, but I am excited.
It's like, when the last one I went up that Zach edited,
yeah,
you were like, oh, like, I really like that, da-da-da. I, like, tried to keep that in my mind the whole time, and I'm, like, very proud of myself with how I did, especially the audio on these.
Did you do how I edit audio, or did you do it yourself?
What does that mean?
Did you ever sit down with me and I show you how I edit audio when you first started?
So.
Really? Not even like when you did Laughs from the Past? Oh.
Are you talking about, like, actually editing audio where you, like, go into Audition and drag it down?
Yeah,
and stuff?
yeah, that's what I'm talking about.
No, Mikey did that.
Oh, okay.
I'm just talking about, like, in the actual video, I was taking the audio that worked the best and like told the story.
Underbetting it and all that.
Behind the video that keeps the video moving.
Oh yeah. That stuff's so awesome to do. Yes. Dragging the narration and putting it underneath a different clip, because then you can manipulate the time and make it everything driving forward always.
Yeah. I'm hoping it performs really well, because I'm pretty happy with how it came out.
Are you more happy with that edit or when you did the MTV Cribs edit on our RV?
MTV Cribs, and there will never be another answer.
We should, like, every year tell people about that video and to go watch it, because it's internally probably a favorite. Like if you were to ask me, Zach, Jake, BB, like, you know, in-house, your Pimp My Ride MTV Cribs edit on our RV tour is probably like a top video in our heads. You'd have to really think about it because there have been so many, but probably top 10.
Yeah, it's my favorite video that I've ever edited. And Zach and I were talking about it like 2 weeks ago. I went back and watched it again. It's just so silly.
How do anyone listening here find it? Maybe on YouTube we can like link to it. I don't even think it's on YouTube though.
Talking Baseball RV. If you just YouTube search Talking Baseball RV, it's called Jomboy and Jake's exclusive tour of Talking Baseball RV, and it's posted on the JM Baseball channel.
It's so funny. Jake and I recorded it at like 7 a.m. after like not really sleeping because we've been on the road. And I think it was the last day, and it was like, fuck, we didn't do the RV tour video. It's 7 a.m. We have to do this before we get on the road. And we have such, like, people think we're high or drunk, but we're really just, like, groggy, like, just woken up energy.
Yeah.
My favorite, that's one of my favorite, you know the improv term, yes and?
Yeah.
So, like, improv is never say no to a stage mate. If they say, like, well, oh, look, and the rainbow is melting, you can't be like, no, it's not. You have to say, yeah, and I can't wait to taste it. Like, you have to keep building. It's yes and is like a rule of improv and comedy. And when you have a good rapport with someone, you can do it and not, like, play off each other. That video, my favorite joke is Jake doing that, because he's talking about how he sits on the back bumper and just chills and says hi to people, you know?
Yeah.
And I go, oh shit, I gotta make a crazy fucking maneuver right here. Did it. Driving 101. And I go, he's smoking when he sits there. Just at the end. And Jake immediately just goes, yeah, I'm smoking. I should have said that. Cracks me up how quick he doesn't dispute that. He's just like, yeah, obviously, sorry. Sorry I didn't mention that.
You also go, that's a fully functioning sink. And he goes, yeah, that's a fully functioning sink.
Yeah. Yeah, no, we have a really good rapport there of just like, yep, whatever you say, I'll say.
Right.
Yeah, that video is awesome. So, yeah, this video does not beat that video for your pride editing.
No.
Oh, okay, so the other thing that Zach and I fell into yesterday when we were looking at all engagement rate stuff, because we were looking at, like, other channels like JM Entertainment, like Codenames. Did those have a good flat line of engagement? And they did, because there's an ending. And then we were like, well, what about the Corn Maze? Because that had a ton of people watch the Corn Maze video that were like non-subscribers, that were new, and it doesn't have great engagement. And I think because maybe people click it and they're like, wait, this is actually 20 minutes of people in a corn maze. People who do watch it get rewarded with the prank at the end. So then I looked at the video of me and Joe's and Nikki taste testing apples. And the through line is off the charts. There's no, we're just walking around tasting apples. It's off the charts so much that it doesn't dip at any point. Not the last 10 seconds, not the last 30, not the last 5. It actually, the last like 10 seconds, it climbs upwards. And we were like, what is that? Why is that? And then we looked, and Zach had put a timestamp that said Best Apple Award.
Yeah.
And then I was like, oh, Zach, we should just always timestamp the last 5 seconds with like, and have it be secret message. And then people will click that and see what the secret message is. And it'll be like, Jake shit himself yesterday. It'll just be black screen with a secret message that they have to pause to read. And it's a little like gamifying it, but then we could put info. So for like the video you're editing now, have like a black slate at the end, and we can say what's next, and that can be like, you know, in the next 2 months of the warehouse, we know what's going to be posted.
Yeah.
And then they click that timestamp to see. You know who I think did that? I think David Dobrik did that. He always had like the last frames of his vlogs were like black screens with writing, so you had to click it and then stop it. And it probably helps engagement. But sometimes we can do jokes. Other times we can do like actual info. Like today you can say, next week we'll be facing a human that throws 100 miles per hour.
Yes.
And then you put the timestamp as what's next, and that helps the engagement rate. As long as we're not like, as long as it's not, people don't click it and feel absolutely tricked all the time. I think sometimes you'll click it and it'll just be like, Jake sucks. But if you put actual info there, sometimes I think that it's a good way to kill 3 birds while getting stoned.
3 birds. And then, yeah, going off of that, Weekly Dumb is like a good example where we're going to start time stamping the Zach's little funny parts at the end.
Yeah, like the post-credit scene.
Credits, yeah.
I'm at the warehouse now.
Oh, damn.
I went to 7-Eleven because Dalton officially started with us, you know?
Yep.
And we're doing another official announcement video for another thing soon, which is not really a spoiler, but I guess I won't say it. And last March 1st actually, when Zoe and Jack and T-Jack Taylor officially...
Yeah.
Were you there that day? Yeah, you filmed all of those, right?
I think you cut out, but yes, I do think I filmed it, if that was the question.
Well, yeah, well, remember I got Hostess cupcakes from 7-Eleven to celebrate and announce, like, officially part of the team and everyone claps?
Yeah.
So I got Hostess cupcakes for the guys, and we'll officially announce them and everyone can clap for them today.
Yeah, that's cool.
I like really cheap symbolic presents. Know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like when we filmed, there was something we filmed. My car's beeping, so hold on. And I'm getting out of the car and walking into the warehouse. So this is the portion. If you're listening live on AMP, you go to YouTube and you get the travel version of the show.
Yes, exactly.
Hold on. I think Joe's is here.
Joe's is there.
Hold on. Yeah, Joe's always like texts us in the morning when he gets to the warehouse. And he's like, what's the code? What's the key? And Jake and I don't know that.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know that anymore. And I was like, we don't know. Oh my God, it's loud. It's loud. Hold on. Blop, blop. Okay, I'm here. I'm gonna walk in before I sit down and just see if anyone's here. What was I saying before I started talking about my journey? Do you remember?
What were we saying? We were talking about the Apple video.
Oh yeah. No, I feel like I changed it to the cupcake announcement. Oh yeah, I was saying, ah shit, there's a giant puddle in the warehouse. That's not good. Oh man, everything's off the walls. It was leaking. This place is not ready to be played in.
Is the door painted?
The door is painted, yes.
That's cool.
I think Bill was doing the walls, or it was because it was wet. I don't know if it was here. What's up? Is all this moved in because it was wet? What about everything else off the walls? Is that because Bill was painting? All this stuff like being off the walls, is that from painting? I don't know. All right. Oh shit, Maddie, all the banners are up.
Nice.
I fucking hate it. Oh my God, I hate it. Represents a lot of our losses. Also, there's one that can't be up. Damn it. Okay, shit. Hey, Dan, one of those banners we have to take down. That's worked and plugged in? I can do it, but I gotta go finish this show. But yeah, the one all the way on the left we have to take down before we film anything. Yeah. Okay, that's a bummer. They look really cool.
All the way on the left.
Yeah, they look really cool, but I hate them because I don't have one up there.
It's not chronological.
Yeah, I don't know how they put them up. Not chronological. When we filmed something, I think it was Ball and Play League. It was Father's Day. No, it wasn't Ball and Play League because Trev was there, I believe. What did we film last April?
No, Trev wasn't at Ball and Play.
Was it Floorball? What's June? When's Father's Day? June?
Yeah.
So that was Floorball?
No, floorball was like August. One inning league championship, maybe.
No, that was like March. I think floorball was in June.
Was floorball before the All-Star game?
Yes, and then we came back from that and did mini golf, and then we did
Blitzball.
And then we did Blitzball. Yeah, that was the craziest week. That was like, hey, we can't do this again.
Yeah.
God, it got dark on me. This Osmo's like dying. Maybe I should sit in the other seat. Well, anyway, it was Father's Day, and it was like a Saturday or Sunday, and I felt bad that we had people that had to work on Father's Day, but that was the only... Yeah, it was floorball, because that's why Brady Rose came, because he was spending Father's Day with Rose. It was the only weekend Rose could do. So we had to do the tournament on Father's Day. I believe that was the case. There was a lot of weird stipulations that dictated and mandated a pretty brutal schedule for filming in the warehouse last year, which is why we're trying to get ahead of that. Anyway, I got all the fathers this little like fidget spinner from 7-Eleven, and I got some like gift cards to places. Not a ton, you know, 20, 50 bucks here or there, to say thank you for giving up your Father's Day to be with us. And it's really, I feel like the gesture is so much more important than the gift. So I always just try to have something to hand over. But Rob Scirocco loves a fidget spinner. He still has it.
Yeah, it's on his desk.
Yeah, I think he uses it. So anyway, I got, but then Dalton was on Team Lovia's, and 7-Eleven had these like heart-shaped popsicles because Valentine's Day is coming up. So I got those and Hostess cupcakes. See what they like.
Oh,
more.
nice. Yeah, Lovia's.
Yeah.
I thought you were going to say you got a Baja Blast.
No, I did not get that. Gross.
Dalton will kill somebody for a Baja Blast at any given moment.
We have a ton of people coming to the warehouse today.
No. Who?
There's 10 players coming.
Oh, damn.
Yeah, so...
Nicky, Jake, Colin, is Canobio, Jolly?
No Jolly. Lovia's, Nikki and Dalton. Lovia's are coming. Baggage, me and Jake. Pinstripe Strong, Joe's and Lou.
Oh, Lou is the person I didn't have.
We got Ice, Jack and Zoe.
And then Colin and Canobio?
Colin, Canobio, and Panic.
So 11.
Yeah, I wasn't counting Colin because it's like him versus everyone else. But yeah, it's a lot of people.
I don't know if people knew that.
Colin Stone is coming. If you watch Blitzball Battle 2, he was on Team McFlurry Power. That was interesting. He's a quiet kid. He was a closer at Arkansas, can throw really hard, and I think he's kept in touch with people like via Instagram and kind of like started tuning in to our content and what we're doing and all that.
Mm-hmm.
And said he wanted to come back. And then we wanted to do a video with him throwing 100 miles to us, like a full video, because we think that's a fun one. And it's also good because he's going to be in Blitzball Battle 3.
So I wasn't there when he was throwing hard because the last Blitzball I had to like leave.
I wasn't either. I was in a meeting, or I was helping another part of production during that, like upstairs.
Is his Blitzball throwing like very accurate?
Yeah, you can throw strikes with it.
Okay. But will he ever like throw it inside by accident?
Maybe. I told everyone to wear hoodies so you don't get like stung. And then I think I'm gonna wear one of the like a floorball helmet.
Yes,
like
one of the helmets everybody should wear. Because I don't know, you guys were reacting on getting hit by 65 out of the pitching machine.
They were. I mean, if it hits your skin, it hurts. I'm not like some tough guy, but they were way too scared of that pitching machine. I didn't really understand what was going on. I was very confused by that.
That comes across in the video. Everybody was complaining, and then you said to the Osmo, I'm probably going to be just as scared. And then I put immediately, you come up to bat and just start hitting balls.
Yeah, I think they were in, and then, yeah, well, I won't spoil the video, but then they do better than me. I just spoiled the video. And I told them, like, you guys are going to do fine. Like, you're just weirdly scared right now.
Yeah.
Again, I am, like, the least, like, bravado tough guy. But I don't know why they were scared. I had a sweatshirt on. I think that was a big difference. Because, like, it doesn't actually hurt, like, it's going to bruise you. It just fucking stings. So, yeah, I was fine. But I do want to wear a helmet for this one. Because the pitching machine wasn't throwing 100 miles per hour.
No, it's not.
And I think we have helmets.
It's also a funny visual. If everybody's wearing, like, dumb helmets from floorball, that's funny.
Colin only has so many pitches in his arm. And you're picking up from the airport, like, soon, right?
His hotel, yeah.
Oh, okay. When did he fly in? Yesterday?
Yeah.
Okay. You're picking him up. So, yeah, we don't know how many times he can throw, like, 100 miles per hour. Like, we got to get, you know what I mean? Like, we can't, he might only have 20 pitches in him. So we got to figure out a game that allows that.
Right.
And we think we did. We think it's just going to be like, however many pitches he has, divide it by, everybody gets 2 attempts. And then however many are left over, we all huddle up and, you know, send our best to go beat him. You know, who's seeing it, who's not. Because someone's going to be like, fuck that.
What do you think that's going to be?
Not that long of action. I think, like, the deliberation and who's going up and who's not, there's going to be a lot of talking to get it to, like, 15 minutes.
Okay.
That's what I think. Because he can't throw that many.
Oh, yeah, for sure. I mean, I'll be there, but pass around the handheld mic when you huddle up, because we only have 4 labs.
Yeah. We'll do something cool. I'll make sure that everyone can hear.
Yeah, this edit, there's times that, like, Jake is unmiked at one point. It's, like, very low.
Oh. He didn't have the mic on him, and he was talking.
Yeah, so, like, I think the thought was, go sit on the bleachers and the handheld will be around, but it's, like, easy to forget, like, every time I speak, I have to get the handheld mic.
Well, did you get to the part with me, Jack, and Zoe?
Yeah, that's fine.
Because our mic control was awesome. We were, you know, playing, we were, like, doing the cycle play. If I went to Zoe with the handheld, Jack came to me with the lav. We were, like, fucking moving and grooving as a team.
All right, that's good. See, I wasn't watching that camera for most of it.
What else should we talk about? Does anyone have questions? I'm a time-lapse-aholic, and I have a time-lapse from the office yesterday, and I'm bumping the lamp right now, and I'm like in the middle of it, and I'm like, this is dumb, but I also love doing this stuff. So I wanted people to see the time on the time-lapse, you know? Like, and I just had it as 9 to 1 at one point, and I took it, and it's 20 seconds long, so for every 4 seconds, that was like the 9 o'clock hour, then the 10 o'clock hour. But then I saw that the TV in the background tells the actual time, and I really started at 8:39, and I'm like, well, I can't be different than the actual time. And then, based on the TV, you can see like minute by minute, so now I am, every 2 frames, I'm changing the time by the minute.
Oh, Jesus.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. It's just busy work for the hands, but it'll be nice if when Andrew starts and I can, next week, and a lot of this stuff, I can be, hey, this is my idea. Can you take it home? Like keyframing stuff.
Yeah.
I had an editing session this week with the We Got Ice crew, Jack and Zoe and Mitch. Yeah. And it was nice because I told them I can help them with like some efficiency strategies and keyboard, and they were receptive, which is fun when people are like want to learn that stuff because I'm pretty quick. And it was a lot of fun. And then I showed Mitch my editing thing, which I was asking you about earlier, because I used to show everyone that to make the audio sound good. And I realized like I haven't showed some of the newer people. And then I told him to go watch the Bumping the Lamp video. Have you watched that?
The bumping?
Bumping the Lamp. Do you know that?
No.
I'm slacking. Why didn't I have you watch that?
I don't know.
Oh, she made Kyle watch it. He loves it. It's about Who Framed Roger Rabbit and the editing on it. And there's a term in like Hollywood and production called bumping the lamp. It just means going above and beyond for no other reason than going above and beyond. And it's a really, really cool video. Even if you're not into, even if you're not trying to use it as like a skill, you just like want to understand some like movie making. Because Roger Rabbit, who is like the most ambitious animation ever, having cartoons and humans in the same world. And there's like an interrogation scene where Roger Rabbit's in there, and his ears are like translucent. So sometimes the shadow goes all the way through, sometimes it doesn't. You gotta do all that stuff. And in the scene, they have the guy bump the lamp with his head, so then the light is flickering and changing all over. So every single scene they had to hand draw all the shadows, the translucent ears, like the shadow framing, and it took them forever. And like when they asked why, they were like, well, because it's better that way. So sometimes I'm making this time lapse and I'm like, and I did like just like the first 20 seconds as every minute the time was on screen versus just like the hour. And I watched it and I was like, that is way better. It moves faster and it's cooler, more informative. And then I was like, well, okay, guess I'm bumping the lamp on this and just spending time on changing the time.
That's cool.
Yeah. Well, I kind of get off on doing that. When I was editing with We Got Ice, I was like, let's do this transition. And then we were going and going and going. I'm like, if you guys want me to skip this, I can. But this is the type of stuff. Like, how many times do you do this for a breakdown and then, like, you don't like the effect afterwards? I was like, a ton. You have to, like, try a bunch of stuff.
Yeah. Feel free to keep going.
Are you leaving?
I think that, I'm going to just mute myself and then keep you in my ear. But I woke up, like, I was sleeping until you texted me, like, purposefully. I would just, like, keep checking.
Oh, wow.
And I've
Good
not,
for you.
like, showered or anything.
All right. Well, go then. How long have we been going for?
We've hit the 40-minute mark, but if you don't have anything to do for the next 15 minutes and want to keep talking, like,
I'll do one question. If everyone just pours in questions right now, I can check the chat myself and do it. But then what are you going to do? Because you still have to be on amp. You just going to brush your teeth silently in the background?
No, I have an AirPod, so I'm just going to mute it and then listen to when you're done.
All right, I'll do it like a couple questions because then, I mean, I got stuff I can get done. I got breakdowns to start or schedules to make or meetings to set or something. And then the whole warehouse needs to kind of get fixed, which I actually don't want to start by myself because it's going to take a crew.
Okay. Yeah, I will, I'll listen till you're done. Enjoy the questions, and I'll end the show, and then I'll go get Colin.
Enjoy getting Colin.
Thanks. I'll drive 105 just for him.
Don't do it. We're slow drivers now. I'm looking at the chat. Let's see. Jimmy, with your love of history, any chance you and Nikki Cass... Oh, Tom A said, bye. With your love of history, any chance Jake and Nikki Cass go to Revolutionary War reenactment and partake? Oh, that'd be fun, but you have to be really careful. Conan kind of pulled that off so well because he wasn't rude. Yeah, I think you have to be careful not to make fun of him. Like, have you ever... Probably not. Confederates in the Attic, that book. They take that shit seriously. Sweet Home Alabama, great movie. So I don't know if I would. Guys, I just fucked something up. Oh, I didn't. I know what happened. Never mind. But that would be a funny video if they could. I've never been to Civil War. I love the Civil War, and I've never been to any Civil War stuff as a... I think I gotta wait till, like, James is older, and then if he's into it, like, way older. Because who the hell is gonna want to go to the battlefields with me right now? And I only get so many vacation time. I don't think that's in the plans. Jimmy, what is your ideal format for talking baseball? My ideal format is we do the song thing where Jake kind of, like, it's like a burn where we update all the series that happened, and then we have 2 topics that they could be game results, like did you see this game, and everyone's talking about this result of this game, or like moments in game, like the brawl, or like Tony La Russa, a fan helped him, like 2 topics that pertain to these games or series that happened, but we're not recapping a series. Like, a topic isn't, okay, well, that was a big series, we got to recap it. It's like, no, this moment, let's dive in and have prepared thoughts and prepared info on it. Like, you know, a funny one, like when the fan helped Tony La Russa make that play. It's a big moment I'm going to talk about. Or if there's a brawl, or if there's a wild ejection, but like a one moment that we all kind of deep dive into, or 2 of those, not take the top 2 most exciting series and dive into the box score and talk like we were watching it when clearly we weren't watching it. And then get into the second half of the show, which I think is the best part of the show when we have time to really do it, which is En Fuego, Slump Watch. Awards, I think, are cool because you can bring up, like, really unique, weird shit. All that stuff at the back end, where we, like, recapping every series. We were too, like, long and tired to even get into the back end. We would, like, rush through it, and it wouldn't become conversational. It was just like present next. So that's mine. Someone's here. Hello. It's John. Mornin. We're doing Mornin. Maddie's muted though.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I'm Maddie.
He's showering.
Oh,
his phone's just outside his shower, I think. But we're talking. I'm answering some questions then when I'm out.
Okay.
How are you doing?
Good. Feeling good. To the gym finally this morning.
Nice.
Oh, good. Yeah, back's better. So, is this the time lapse from yesterday?
Yeah, it's cool. Yeah, it's cool. Brian Feingold. What's up, Brian? Hope this isn't crossing boundaries, and you don't need to be specific, but have you had to fire someone from Jomboy, or has every hire been a perfect fit? Every hire has not been a perfect fit.
That's a good question.
Yeah, and that sucks. But yeah, every hire has not been a perfect fit. Now, I don't think the number isn't high, but it has happened. Any good new music or Audible books for commutes. I thought I was going to get into Audible books recently, but I can't. It doesn't, they don't grip me like I want, and I get really upset if I like zone out and then I miss a couple lines. Like when I watch or read, I want to be in every sentence, and I can't with Audible books. So, but I just recently tried again, and then I was like, nope, can't do it. I tune out too easily. Music. Adeem the Artist I've been listening to, and that Willie Carlisle song I've been listening to. But other than that, I don't think anything that new. How affected are y'all by the issues with YouTube's view count? Does it not matter as much in long run, or no issue with sponsors? No, I mean, that's kind of everything, right? What do you mean with YouTube's view count? Do you just mean the views we get on YouTube? Or are there issues with YouTube's view count that I'm not sure about? I guess the question is just like, do we depend on getting views? Yes. That is the name of the game, is like ratings. YouTube view count issues? Are we saying, are there issues right now? If I do... Oh yeah, YouTube aware video views are dropping or disappearing. Oh, yeah, that's cool. I didn't know that they were like, it was a glitch. But everyone is aware that the month of December was down, not just for us, but like across the board. Are there reasons? I'm reading this now. YouTube has acknowledged the issue and is currently working on fixing it. But what could the problem be? YouTube supporters confirm that the real-time viewership drop will not affect creators' earnings. Well, it is if you sell ads, like, you know, on top of it, it would affect it. But also, how are they going to calculate that and not have it affect your earnings? They're just going to guess what it should be at? The recent issue with the views dropping has been resolved. Some users are still reporting this problem. I don't know. I guess we'll tune in. I don't know. That's kind of out of our hands a little bit. Like if YouTube's just down, just try to do better. I don't get that. February's been my favorite the last few years with getting into TPPs, just getting excited for the season. Yeah, TPPs, PPPs are coming up. Those are, man, that's just such a grind of recording. But should be fun. Jimmy, you got me to try poetry books, and now I need more suggestions. Oh, that's awesome. I like Billy Collins, Ted Kooser. I don't know. I like going to local bookstores, and then sometimes they have local poets. That's how I found that Roger Grant guy, and it's like his very like Northeast sentiments, which I like. How's your wife doing? Baby number 2. That's nice of you to ask, Potato. She's doing well. We're in the 2nd trimester. She really hates the 1st trimester. I think a lot of women who are pregnant do. So hopefully it's getting easier. I think morning sickness is going away. She got a doctor's appointment today that I'm not able to go to, which upsets me a lot because I didn't get to go to the last one either. And we were on our way to this one, but it got canceled because the doctor was in delivery with another patient, and then they had to reschedule it for a Thursday, and I can't go, and I hope she takes notes and updates and tells me all this stuff and asks questions we want to ask, because sometimes I'm better at that than she is, because I'm just a genuinely curious person, and then I take notes on everything. So she's doing well. But yeah, it's a bummer. I forgot I'm missing that today. Hoping to see how the bandwagon Geigers were built and the player backstories. Yeah, that keeps happening as we go. There's a lot of drama that unfolds with the Gagas as far as players. We filmed the whole creating the players process, but like I know some of you guys would watch that, but as the first episode, the engagement rate on that, where there's no like did they win, did they lose at the end, would have been awful. And I don't think it was the best way to start, so we might sprinkle it in or put it on socials. I'm not sure. But also we change. Also we change people as we go. Like some people are like, oh, let's go change them. I think we're going to try and keep that in. But I don't know, because the first like 15 episodes are all edited, so I don't know how much we can go back and change the way they're edited. Some channels reported losing 50K views over a short window of time. Are they losing views? Like it says they have 100K and then the next day it says they have 50? Or are they just not getting to the numbers they're used to getting to? Because the second part is like all YouTube seems like that. Which new rule this year are you excited to see? The shift, for sure. What's a style of music you hate? A style we'd be surprised you like? If it's not storytelling, I don't like it. And then if you can't understand the words being said, I don't like it. But that's just personally. I'm in it for the lyrics and the stories, so I almost like any acoustic version of a song better than any non-acoustic version. I just want to hear people's poetry sung, basically. Give me like their perspective on life or their like story they're telling. So that's it. My baby girl's coming in June. Congratulations. That's when this girl might be coming for us, end of June. What's your go-to game to pass time on long road trips? License plate game? Yeah, license plate game or alphabet game. Visiting any MLB parks this year? I don't know. I don't know how much value we get out of that besides like when we do it and it's community building and we meet fans. You know, to take us out of the office, take me out of the 9-to-5 office life right now is not that feasible. I'm trying to build it so it can, but it's tough. All right, spring training trip again? I don't know, because Jake's getting married in February, and that's a long trip. And then we have Blitzball Battle 3 filming in March. So if we do a spring training trip, it'd be satellite camps, like Shea Station will go to Port St. Lucie for a weekend, and Talking Baseball will go somewhere for a weekend, but not the whole company going. But wow, I don't know. We would need to have that planned out already, and we don't. All right, I'm out. Thanks for watching, tuning in. We'll see you later. Next morning is next week. And then behind-the-scenes vlogs are now on this channel. And I think there's a lot of clips of Joe's. We're teaching him how to swing. And at the warehouse today, we can get more of that. Not swing. Yeah. We fixed his swing. Joe's got to learn how to pitch, get some outs. All right. Goodbye. See ya.